Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. Today's video we are doing another build joint precon video. Been doing a lot of these recently, so be prepared to see more. You guys kind of seem to like them, so might as well just throw them up. This is a type of video popularized by the professor from the Tolarian Community College and Commander Mechanic, so thank those guys for making this a popular thing. But yeah, this is the Speed Demon, 3 generic and 2 black legendary creature demon, flying trample. Start your engines. If you have no speed, it starts at 1 and it decreases once on each of your turns when an opponent loses life. Maximum speed is 4, and then at the beginning of your end step, you draw X cards and lose X life, where X is your speed. It's a 5/5. It's a 5/5 demon for 5. That is flammable. I like it. It's we're going like good stuff in black. I don't really know how to describe the deck. It's lots of life gain, lots of life loss for our opponents. Swinging with a big demon and win. That's the whole goal. It's only a bracket 2 deck, so I mean there's not really like infinite combos or anything like that. But yeah, let's get right into what's actually inside the deck. All right, so we're starting off with some ramp automatically. We got some charcoal diamond up in here. This is enters tap and taps for a black. No arcane signet because we're in monocolored. I don't really feel like arcane signet is going to be good in here anyways. Mind stone, 2 generic. Tap it for a colorless. You can also tap 1, tap it, sacrifice it, and draw a card. You can cash this in at a later date. You can also just pay mana or use it for mana or whatever. We got Soul Ring. Yep, Soul Ring. We put it in anyways because it's Soul Ring. We need it in the deck, I guess. It's a precon, so why not? I don't know. Solemn Lacrum, 4 generic, enters, search for a basic land, put it on the battlefield tapped, then whenever it dies, it replaces itself, so you draw a card. It's a 2/2, I don't really know what to say about it. Everybody knows what it does. Thought Vessel, 2 generic, you have no maximum hand size, and it taps for a colorless. We're going to be drawing a lot of cards in this deck, so might as well just have no maximum hand size, that we can just keep all of our cards. We have Crypt Ghast, 3 generic and a black, has Extort, which doesn't really matter. When we tap a swamp for mana, add black to your mana pool. So our swamp's tapped for 2 pretty much. We have Dark Ritual, not really a ramp piece, but it is a ritual to help us get our commander out turn 3. One black, add 3. It's an instant. I don't know why it says mana source. That's an old printing. We have some removal. We got Baleful Mastery, 3 generic and a black. You may pay 1 in a black rather than pay this spell's mana cost. And if you do pay that, opponent draws a card and then exile target creature or planeswalker. So he has both creatures and planeswalkers here. So why not? Defile, 1 black, target creature gets -1/-1 to end a turn for each swamp you control. This gets around like indestructible. So yeah, that's really good. Feed the Swarm, 1 generic and a black, target creature or enchantment. Destroy target creature or enchantment your opponent controls. You lose life equal to that mana values, that permanent mana value. I can't pronounce anything. Can't say anything. Infernal Grasp, 1 generic and a black. Destroy target creature. You lose 2 life. It's an instant. A good removal spell. Woohoo! Very efficient. Final act, 4 generic, 2 black. Destroy all creatures. Destroy all planeswalkers. Destroy all battles. Exile all graveyards, or each opponent loses all counters. Choose 1 or more. This is the black farewell, pretty much. Not as good, but it is a black farewell, pretty much. Yeah, it's pretty much, you know. So yeah, pretty much. Yeah, whatever. Go for the throat, 1 generic and a black. Destroy target non-artifact creature. It's an instant. There's going to be a lot of non-artifact creatures out there, so might as well just destroy them, because why not? Murder, 1 generic and 2 black. Destroy target creature. Very generic, common murder. It's good, I guess. Hey, woo! I don't really know. Mutilate, 2 generic, 2 black. All creatures get -1/-1 on a turn for each swamp you control. We're going to have a lot of swamps, so they're going to get -1/-1 big. Yep, they're going to die. Noxious Gearhulk, 4 generic, 2 black. Whenever it enters, destroy another target creature. If a creature is destroyed this way, you gain life equal to its toughness. So this is like some removal, but also life gain, because our life is going to be low. Withering Torment, 2 generic and a black. Destroy target creature or enchantment. You lose 2 life. A little bit of art enchantment removal here in black, so that's kind of like we need that, so why not? Some draw. We have Village Rites, 1 black, sacrifice a creature, draw 2 cards. We have some creatures in we can sack, so why not just have something we can sack to draw? Starting column, 3 generic. Start your engines, which is what we really care about, but whenever you have the max speed, you can sacrifice it and draw 2 cards and discard, but you can also tap it for a mana. Either way, it's a 3 mana mana rock. Sign of Blood, 2 black. Target player draws 2 cards and loses 2 life. We can use this on our opponents, but we really don't want to, but we could if we wanted to. They're at 2 life. Risky Shortcut, 2 generic and a black. Draw 2 cards. Each player loses 2 life. This includes you and all your opponents, but it also starts your engines, or gives you speed if you haven't done it this turn. So Racer's Scoreboard, 4 generic. Start your engines. Whenever this artifact enters, draw 2 cards and discard a card. Max speed, spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. So it can be a little bit of a cost reduction there. It also draws cards, so it's good. Night Whispers, 1 generic and a black. You draw 2 cards and you lose 2 life. Yep, that's a pretty standard thing. We're going to be drawing a lot of cards and losing a lot of life already with our commander, so might as well just do it more. Psychosis Color, 5 generic. Power and toughness are equal to the number of cards in your hand, and whenever you draw a card, each opponent loses 1 life. Goes along with the speed stuff, and also goes along with the draw card stuff, so it just fills 2 categories there. It goes with the plan. Mask of Griselbrand, 1 generic, 2 black. Equipped creature has flying and lifelink, so our commander, we could probably put it on there. Whenever equipped creature dies, you may pay X life, where X is its power. If you do, draw X cards. Equip 3. This is going to be cool in this deck because our commander will have lifelink, and that's cool. Yeah, woo. Deadly Dispute. 1 generic and a black. Sacrifice an artifact or creature, draw 2 cards, and create a treasure token. Blood Pact, 2 generic and a black. Just target player draws 2 cards and loses 2 life. It is 3 mana, but yeah, we're going to be doing this a lot anyways, so I might as well just do it more. Like I said, more cards is always good. We have Village Rites again. I don't know why I put it on here again. Didn't mean to, but it's there, so now we're reading it. As an additional cost to cast a spell, sacrifice a creature, draw 2 cards. All right, then we have Vampire Cutthroat. This is a way to get through. It's 1 black Skulk lifelink Vampire Rogue. Turn 1 play with the land is pretty good. Unexpected Fangs, 1 generic and black. Put a +1/++ counter on a life. Put a +1/++ counter and a lifelink counter on target creature. A little bit of lifelink here to gain our life back. Twilight Prophet, 2 generic, 2 black. Flying Ascend. At the beginning of every upkeep, if you have the City's Blessing, reveal the top card of your library, put it into your hand. Each opponent loses X life, and you gain X life, where X is that card's mana value. We have Siphon Soul, 2 generic and a black. Whenever you cast it, it deals 2 damage to each other player. You gain life equal to the damage dealt this way. So 6, I think. I could be wrong. I don't even remember. Striking Oil Gorger, 4 generic and black. Flying Haste, start your engines, and whenever you have max speed, it has lifelink. The 3/3 for 5 kind of blows, but it has haste, so that's cool. But it also it's the same mana value as our commander. Staff of the Death Magus, 3 generic. Whenever you cast a black spell or a swamp enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 1 life. The Prism Ring, 1 generic. Enters battlefield, choose a color. We're choosing black. Whenever you cast a spell, the chosen color, you gain 1 life. We're gonna get life. Okay. Grey Merchant of Asadel, 3 generic, 2 black. Enters battlefield, each opponent loses X life. Whereas your devotion to black, you gain life equal to the life lost this way. So we can gain a bunch because our devotion to black is high. Our commander is 2. This is 2. Gifted Aetherborn, 2 black. Death Touch, lifelink, 2/3 for 2. Very good. Good at attacking, good at blocking, good at gaining us life. Exsanguinate, X and 2 black. Each opponent loses X life. You gain life equal to the life lost this way. So 5 is a good number, honestly. You gain 15 life. Pretty good. Death Presence, 3 generic and a black. Whenever a swamp enters battlefield under your control, choose 1. You draw a card and lose life, or it deals 2 damage to any target and you gain 2 life. This can be really good for playing swamps, I guess. Yeah. Diamond Mare, 2 generic, enters battlefield. Choose a color. Whenever you cast a spell of the chosen color, you gain 1 life. It's a horse. It's pretty cool. I like horses. Demon Horn, 2 generic. Whenever a player casts a spell, or whenever a player casts a black spell, you may gain 1 life. You may. You don't have to, but you may. But you probably should, to be honest. Crypt Incursion, 2 generic and a black. Exile all graveyards from target player's graveyard. You gain 3 life for each card exiled this way. You can do this at instant speed, so if somebody's like milling their entire library and trying to go for like a Thassa's Oracle, be like, guess what? Boom, I'm going to gain 90 life, or however much it is. I think it'd be cool. I don't know. I think it'd be cool. Or just like Muldrotha or whoever. Corrupt, 5 generic and a black. Corrupt deals damage to any target equal to the number of swamps you control. You gain life equal to the damage dealt this way. So you can pay 6 and hit somebody for like 50. I don't know, like 10 probably. Consume Spirit, X, 1 generic and a black. Spend only black mana on X. Consume Spirit deals X damage to a creature or player, and you gain X life. You can use this as a removal spell, or players can be using it as player removal. Blood Tithe, 3 generic and a black. Each opponent loses 3 life. You gain life equal to the life lost this way, so 9 usually. Unless somebody's dead, and then it's 6. But it's still dealing 3 damage to everybody, so that's pretty good. Basilica Screecher, this is ways to attack in. 1 generic and a black. Flying has Extort as well, so you can pay an additional black and each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. That's a 1/2. Gas Guzzler, 1 generic, or 1 black. I mean, start your engines. This creature enters tapped, but you can also have max speed and 1 black sacrifice another creature or vehicle and draw a card. We're probably never going to do that, but Gastal Raider, 2 generic and a black. Start your engine. Whenever it enters, target opponent reveals their hand. You choose an instant or sorcery card from it. That player discards that card. Max speed, it has a menace, and 1/1. Gingerbrute, really good turn 1 play. 1 generic, has haste. Pay 1 generic. It can't be blocked this turn except by creatures with haste. You also sacrifice it for 2 and gain 3 life. Hour of Victory, 2 generic and a black. Start your engines. Whenever this enchantment enters, create a 2/2 black zombie. Then you can also sacrifice it in Demonic Tutor. Activate only as a sorcery. Knights of Dusk Shadow, 1 generic and a black. Menace, your opponents can't gain life. You can pay 1 and a black and give it +1/+1 until end of turn. It's a 2/2 with Menace, so pretty good at getting through. Kothophed, Soul Hoarder, 4 generic, 2 black. Whenever a permanent owned by another player is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, you draw a card and lose 1 life. We have a lot of removal in here, so this is pretty good. Kirk, Son of Yawgmoth, 4 generic and 3 for X mana. Lifelink, for each swamp and a cost, you may pay 2 life rather than pay that mana. Whenever you cast his black spell, put a +1 counter on Kirk, Son of Yawgmoth. The 2/2 has lifelink, so it just kind of does all of our stuff that we want to do. Reduces our costs and everything. So yeah, I like this card a lot. Very good in CDH, but also our secondary commander. Momentum Breaker, 1 generic and a black. Start your engines. Whenever this enchantment enters, each opponent sacrifices a creature or a vehicle of their choice. If each opponent who can't discards a card, you can pay 2, sacrifice it, and you gain life equal to your speed. So maximum of 4. Kind of sucks. Mutant Surveyor, 2 generic and a black. Start your engines, and then you can pay 2 generic, and this creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Max speed, you can pay 3, exile this card from your graveyard, and draw a card. We're usually just using this for the start your engines. That's all we really care about here. That's Null Priest of Oblivion, 1 generic and a black. Kicker for 3 generic and a black. Menace lifelink. Whenever it enters, if it was kicked, you return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. It has a Menace and lifelink. That's really the only thing we're playing it for. The Menace and lifelink is good at getting us life and also good at getting through. Revenge of Ravens, 3 generic and black. Whenever a creature attacks you or a planeswalker you control, that creature's control loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Kind of trying to disincentivize people from attacking us. Just to, not get attacked. Resin, Necro Region, 4 generic and a black. Start your engines at the beginning of your end step. Create a 2/2 black zombie creature token if you have max speed. It's a 5/4 for 4 or for 5. I don't know. Spawn of Mayhem, 2 generic and 2 black. Spectacle, Flying Trample. At the beginning of your upkeep, Spawn of Mayhem deals 1 damage to each player. Then if you have 10 or less life, it puts a +1 counter on Spawn of Mayhem. Really just care about the 1 life each turn. Really good for speed. Wreckage Wicker Folk, 1 generic and a black. Flying when this creature enters, Surveil 2. A little bit of card advantage, but also just a flyer that can get through and give us more speed. Also, the art's kind of cool, so I might as well just throw it in here. Swiftfoot Boots, a little bit of protection. 2 generic. Equip creature has hexproof and haste. Equip 1. We're going to equip our commander and just make sure he is safe and has haste to swing in. It's pretty good. Does both things there. Offer Immortality, 1 generic and a black. Target creature gains Death Touch and indestructible until turn. Kind of protect our commander, or we'd give it Death Touch because that's cool. Then we have some lands. Amonkhet Raceway. Start your engines. Tap it for a colorless. You can also tap it and target creature gets haste until end of turn. So if we don't need it, we can give our commander haste turn 1. Avishkar Raceway, start your engines, tap it for a colorless. You can also tap it for 3 and discard a card and draw a card if you have max speed. We only run these because they have start your engines. We want to start our engines as early as possible. Barren Moor enters tapped, tap it for a black and cycle it for a black and draw a card. Then we also have Amonkhet Raceway. I didn't put it in order for some reason. It has start your engines. You can tap it for a colorless, but also max speed. It turns into a Soul Ring. So not too bad there. Can be like a Temple of the False God, but maybe a turn earlier. Max speed, start your engines. That's all we really care about for these lands. Again, I already said that. Bojuka Bog enters the battlefield tapped. Whenever it enters, exile target player's graveyard. It also taps for a black. A little bit of graveyard hate here. There's going to be a lot of graveyard decks nowadays, so might as well just have something to do that. Leechridden Swamp, land, swamp. Whenever it enters tapped, and you can tap a black, tap it. Each opponent loses 1 life. Activate them if you control 2 or more black permanents, which is very likely. Mortuary Mire enters the battlefield tapped. But whenever it enters, you may put target creature card from your graveyard on top of your library. You can also tap it for a black. It's kind of just if we want our commander to not cast, we can just put it on top. Oh, there's Amonkhet Raceway again. I don't know why I keep doing that. It shouldn't be there. I keep messing up somehow. So here's Amonkhet Raceway again. The same thing I said about it earlier. Sunscorched Desert enters the battlefield tapped. It deals 1 damage to target player. Just tap it for a colorless and add colorless to your mana pool. Yep, it deals 1 damage to target player, so it increases our speed. Witch's Cottage enters the battlefield tapped unless you control 3 or more swamps. And whenever it enters untapped, you may put a target creature card from your graveyard on top of your library. We like these cards; they're cool. We have 26 swamps. Yep, that's the number, 26 swamps. Upgrades for this deck, probably put like Sheoldred, other cards. The one whenever you lose life, you draw that many cards. That one's good. I think that's Vilis Broker Blood. I think the name of that card is. Yeah, I mean, I couldn't really put that many budget in. Maybe like Imp's Mischief, that's counter spells. The counter spells in black, I guess. I don't really know what upgrades for this, to be honest. That's why I didn't put them here. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like, subscribe, join the Discords, do stuff on Patreon, all the other stuff. Links all in the description. I'm on Blue Sky, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Instagram, I'm on everything. Anyways, peace out.